You've been told to eat more protein to fight muscle loss, but where do you even start? What if the journey to rebuilding your strength was not a giant, overwhelming leap, but a simple step-by-step ladder that you can climb at your own pace? Today, we are not just giving you another long list of foods. We are giving you the sarcopenia ladder, a step-by-step guide to leveling up your protein, from simple everyday upgrades to powerful high-performance superfoods. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter. And to be our wise guide on how to climb this ladder to better health, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life teaching the profound wisdom of taking small, consistent steps to achieve great and lasting results. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. The metaphor of a ladder is a very wise and a very gentle one. A long journey must always begin with a single simple step. We must not feel overwhelmed and try to jump to the very top. We must start where we are with what is simple and what is easy for us to do. We then slowly and wisely climb to greater strength. Each step on the ladder makes us strong enough to be able to take the next one.
And that is exactly how our guide is structured for you today. In this detailed guide, Dr. Hinohara is going to walk us up the 3 levels of this powerful ladder. We will start on the ground floor with level 1, the everyday upgrades, a section for anyone who is just beginning their journey. Then in part 3, we will climb to level 2, the nutrient-dense boosters. And finally, in part 4, we will finish at level 3. The high performance concentrates a section for those who need the most powerful and effective support. It is a true blessing to have a clear step-by-step path that can guide us on our journey to better health. If you are ready to start your own personal journey up the ladder to greater strength and vitality, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and you will not want to miss a single step of this important climb. Okay, doctor, let's begin our climb up the sarcopenia ladder. Let's start on the very first rung, the one that is the most accessible for everyone. What is level 1? The everyday upgrades.
Yes, we will begin our climb on the first step. This step is the most important of all because it is the most achievable. These are simple foundational foods that anyone can incorporate into their diet starting today to begin the process of rebuilding. The 3 foods on this first level of our ladder are Greek yogurt, chickpeas, and quinoa. This level is perfect for the person who is feeling weak and is perhaps a little bit overwhelmed by the idea of making big changes. I had a patient, a 75-year-old gentleman. He had lost a lot of his strength after a bout with the flu, and the idea of making big, complicated changes to his diet felt like an impossible task. He told me, "Doctor, I just do not have the energy to cook complicated meals." So we started him on level 1. We made 2 very simple swaps in his daily diet. I had him switch his regular sugary morning yogurt for a plain high-protein Greek yogurt, and I had him replace the white rice that he was eating with his dinner with a simple side of cooked quinoa. These were very small and easy changes, but for him, they were the beginning of his journey back to strength.
That is a beautiful and a very gentle way to start the journey. Let's break down the deep science of why these 3 simple foods are such powerful first steps on our ladder. Let's start with the Greek yogurt. As the source text for our video correctly notes, Greek yogurt has a crucial advantage for seniors, and that is its digestibility. The traditional process of straining the yogurt to make it Greek removes much of the whey in the milk sugar, the lactose, which can often be hard for older adults to digest. What is left behind is a very concentrated, very creamy, and a very easy to absorb protein. And as we know, it is also a wonderful source of calcium, which is so important for maintaining the bone-muscle connection as we age.
And the second food on this level is the wonderful chickpea.
Yes, and chickpeas are another wonderfully digestible source of high-quality plant-based protein. But their real power, as we have discussed in other videos, is their very high content of soluble fiber. This special fiber is the absolute favorite food of the good and friendly bacteria that live in your gut. And as we now know from modern science, a healthy gut means less inflammation in the body, and less inflammation means that your muscles are in a much better and a much calmer environment to be able to heal and to rebuild themselves. On top of that, chickpeas are also a great source of magnesium, which, as we know, is so important for preventing those painful muscle cramps.
And the final food on this first level is the powerful ancient grain quinoa.
And quinoa is a true superfood. Unlike most grains, it is a complete protein, which means it contains all 9 of the essential amino acids that your body cannot make on its own. And it is especially rich in an important amino acid called leucine. Leucine is not only a direct building block for your muscles, but it is also absolutely essential for your body to be able to produce the strong collagen that keeps your skin, your tendons, and your joints healthy and flexible. Now, Dr. The source text for our video gives a very important preparation secret for quinoa to make sure we get the most benefit from it.
Yes, this is a very important step that must not be skipped. The quinoa seed has a natural bitter-tasting coating on the outside, which is called saponin. And it also contains natural compounds called phytates, which can block your body's full absorption of its wonderful minerals. The very simple solution is to soak the quinoa in a bowl of water for about 30 minutes before you cook it, and then to give it a very good rinse under running water. This one simple step removes those compounds, and it makes all of its wonderful nutrients much more available for your body to be able to use. It is a wonderful example of how these blessed and simple foods, when they are prepared with a little bit of wisdom, can provide such a powerful and a very strong foundation for our health.
So level 1 of our sarcopenia ladder is all about making those simple foundational everyday upgrades with very common foods like Greek yogurt and quinoa. That is the perfect and a very gentle start to the journey. Now, doctor, once a person is comfortable on that first rung of the ladder and they are starting to feel a little bit better, what is the next step up the ladder to even greater strength?
Once a person is comfortable with level 1 and is feeling a little bit more energy, they are now ready to climb to the next rung. This is level 2, the nutrient-dense boosters. These are the foods that require a little more intention to add to your diet, but they offer a much, much bigger nutritional reward for your muscles and for your bones. The 3 powerful foods on this second level of our ladder are pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, and tempeh. And this was the very next step for the patient in our story, the 75-year-old gentleman who was feeling so weak and overwhelmed. After about a month of consistently following the simple swaps of level 1, he told me that his daily energy was a little bit better, and he was feeling more confident in his body. He was ready for the next step. So, we had him begin adding a simple daily smoothie to his morning routine. And into that smoothie, he would add a large tablespoon of a mix of our first 2 boosters, pumpkin and hemp seeds. And we also had him swap one of his weekly chicken meals for a simple pan-fried piece of tempeh. He was now climbing to the next level of his nourishment.
That is a brilliant and a very logical progression. Let's break down the deep science of why this second level of foods is so incredibly powerful for a senior's body. Let's start with the 2 seeds, As we have discussed in our video on seeds for bones and muscles, these are true nutritional powerhouses. The pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural food sources of the two essential minerals, magnesium and zinc. As we now know, magnesium is absolutely essential for over 300 different reactions in the body, including proper muscle contraction and relaxation, which helps to prevent those painful cramps. And zinc is critical for a strong immune system and for helping our tissues to repair themselves. And the hemp seeds are a true superfood. They are a complete protein containing all of the essential amino acids, and they provide that perfect naturally anti-inflammatory 3-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fats, plus that rare and powerfully anti-inflammatory fat GLA. So with just a simple spoonful of these two seeds in his smoothie, your patient was providing his body with a massive and a very concentrated dose of essential minerals, healthy fats, and high-quality protein. Now, doctor, let's talk about the tempeh. This is a fermented food that is new to many of our viewers.
Yes, tempeh is a very traditional food from Indonesia. It is made from whole soybeans that have been cooked and then fermented with a special culture. This ancient process of fermentation makes it a very special and a very powerful food for an older person's body.
It really does. The beautiful and wise process of fermentation does two amazing things. First, it is like the food has been pre-digested for you. The fermentation process breaks down the anti-nutrients like the phytates that are naturally found in the soybeans. This makes the wonderful protein and the minerals in the tempeh incredibly easy for an older and perhaps more sensitive digestive system to be able to absorb. The bioavailability of the nutrients in tempeh is extremely high. And second, the tempeh is now a powerful probiotic food. It is full of the good and friendly bacteria that help to feed and to support your healthy gut microbiome. And as we are now learning from modern science, there is a direct and a very powerful connection between the health of your gut and the strength of your muscles. This is the gut-muscle axis. A healthy gut leads to less inflammation in the body and a much stronger and more resilient body. It is a wonderful and blessed example of how these simple natural processes like fermentation can unlock such a deep level of nourishment in our food. This is so powerful, doctor, showing a clear step-by-step path for people to get stronger. We love sharing this kind of wisdom with our global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So level 2 of our sarcopenia ladder gives us these incredible nutrient-dense boosters like hemp seeds and fermented tempeh. That is a huge step up in both nutritional power and in wisdom. Now, doctor, let's climb to the very top of our sarcopenia ladder. What is on the final rungs? What is level 3? The high-performance concentrates.
Yes, the final rungs on our ladder are for the person who needs the most powerful and the most efficient support possible. This is level 3. These foods are perfect for a senior who may have a very small appetite due to their age or an illness, or for someone who is in a serious state of muscle loss and needs to get the most protein in the smallest and easiest possible volume. The foods on this highest level are spirulina, seitan, aged Parmesan cheese, and dried fish powder. And this was the final and most powerful level for the gentleman in our story. After several months of consistently being on level 1 and level 2, his daily energy and, very importantly, his appetite had returned. He was now able to incorporate these powerful concentrates into his daily meals. A simple sprinkle of the dried fish powder into his hearty lentil soup, a little bit of freshly grated Parmesan cheese on top of his quinoa. This final level is what took his strength from just feeling okay and getting by back to feeling truly thriving again. He was now fully in control of his own health.
That is a wonderful and a very inspiring conclusion to his personal journey. It shows the power of this step-by-step approach. Let's break down the science of why these highly concentrated foods are so incredibly powerful. Let's start with the two powders, spirulina and dried fish powder.
Their great advantage is their incredible protein density and bioavailability.
That's exactly right. The source text for our video notes that a high-quality dried fish powder can be over 60% protein by weight, and spirulina is very similar. This means that a single tablespoon can deliver a massive dose of protein without the person having to eat a large, heavy, and difficult-to-digest meal. And as the important study from the British Journal of Nutrition showed, the leucine content in these concentrated powders is so high that it can maximally stimulate that muscle protein synthesis switch in a way that is very difficult to achieve with larger, less dense foods. It is the perfect solution for a person with a small appetite.
And what about the seitan and the aged Parmesan cheese?
The seitan, or wheat meat, as we've discussed, works in a very similar way. It is one of the densest plant-based protein sources on the entire planet, giving you a huge dose of protein with very little fat, which can be very easy on the digestion. And the aged Parmesan cheese is a fascinating one, Doctor. It is a very traditional food that actually acts like a modern high-tech supplement. The long aging and maturation process of the hard cheese naturally breaks down the complex milk proteins into very small, easy-to-absorb protein fragments called peptides and free amino acids. And it is especially rich in that free-form leucine that we know is the primary ignition switch for building new muscle in a senior. In many ways, it is like a delicious pre-digested protein supplement that you can sprinkle on your food. Now, Doctor, because these foods on our level 3 are so incredibly concentrated in protein, we absolutely must end this section with a very important safety warning for our viewers.
Yes, this is very, very important. This high level of concentrated protein is not the right choice for everyone. The source text for our video gives some very wise and critical precautions. First, a person who suffers from gout needs to be very cautious, as some of these foods, especially the dried fish powder, can be high in the purines that can trigger a gout attack. And most importantly, anyone with any kind of chronic kidney disease must speak with their doctor before they significantly increase their protein intake. The kidneys are the organs that must work to filter the waste products from protein metabolism. A high-protein diet can put a great deal of strain on tired or weak kidneys. This is not a diet for a person with impaired kidney function.
That is the perfect responsible advice. It is a powerful reminder that we must always be wise stewards of our health, working in a close and honest partnership with our doctors, and always honoring our body's own unique and individual needs. Doctor, this has been an incredible and a very empowering guide. You have given our viewers a full sarcopenia ladder. It is a powerful step-by-step and very personalized approach to fighting back against age-related muscle loss. We have learned how to start with the simple everyday upgrades at level 1, how to progress to the nutrient-dense boosters at level 2, and finally, for those who need it the most, the high-performance concentrates at level 3. This is a complete and a very intelligent system for helping to reverse sarcopenia. This is such a hopeful message for anyone watching who has been feeling frustrated by their ongoing muscle loss. This knowledge is a true cornerstone of a proactive strategy to both prevent and to reverse sarcopenia. It is a practical food first way to give your body the powerful and delicious tools that it needs to resist sarcopenia and to rebuild its natural strength.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. Do not feel that you must try to jump to the top of the ladder all at once. That is the path to discouragement. You must start on the first step where you are comfortable. Be patient with your body. When you feel that you are ready, you can then take the next step. The journey to strength is always climbed one gentle rung at a time.
That is beautiful and very wise advice, Doctor. To climb one rung at a time, it's a wonderful reminder to be good stewards of our health by meeting our bodies where they are and gently and consistently providing the blessed nourishment that they need to be able to grow stronger. And of course, it is absolutely essential that you speak with your personal doctor or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have any existing health conditions like gout or kidney disease. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for the direct medical advice from your own trusted physician. If you found this guide empowering and it gave you a clear path forward to rebuild your strength, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information. And be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who you want to help stay strong and independent. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free and it ensures you will not miss our next practical health guide. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know which level of the sarcopenia ladder are you most excited to start with, level 1, 2, or 3? Please share your first step in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well and be strong.